What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you'll return to subscribe, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, it's early in the morning. I had to jump up, throw my shirt back on, and in a sudden change of events, and give you this Tyre Nichols update. It's taken a while before things had been posted about what happened yesterday and almost the second to last day in the third week of the Tyre Nichols trial with the three officers, Tredarius Bean, Justin Smith, and Demetrius Haley. Come to find out, guys, the prosecution rests. They went through all of their witnesses. They feel they got enough adequate evidence of what they show that proves that these officers are responsible for the civil rights violation and death of Tyre Nichols, which we already talked about and knew. So now it's the defense turn to bring up their witnesses, and supposedly they only have 3 witnesses. But the information came out late last night. So I want to show you what's going on. And you see the Cash App is up here. Guys, I got to get back down there. You know what I'm saying? So I put it up here. I'm trying to get to Memphis next week before they read closing arguments and the verdict is read. I told you I wanted to go back down there, be there live in the courtroom to report it with you. And it's up here. You guys came through last time, helped me get down there. This is spur of the moment. I know it's spur of the moment. I thought I'd have a little bit more time than this, but with the finances I got, it's impossible for me to make that trip. So, fam, I got it up here. You guys could help me out. It'd be all good. But let's get into this video. Take a look at what was said so far. This is crazy. Look at what the defense is saying, because they want mistrials. This thing can be over quick. That's why we got to push this Cash App so I can leave out of here probably Sunday night. It's Friday now. And be down there by Monday. Take a look.
Another high-profile trial in federal court here in the Mid-South is in its 3rd week, involving the 3 ex-Memphis cops charged with violating Tyre Nichols' civil rights. Our Kevin McNamara is here with the latest developments and why a resolution could be coming soon. Kevin, bring us up to date.
Yeah, Pepper, today the prosecution officially rested its case after calling 19 witnesses. The question now becomes how many witnesses the defense for each officer will call to the stand, if any at all.
In this case, I wouldn't think there would be a lot of proof that the defense could put on.
Attorney Art Horn believes it's unlikely the defense would call very many witnesses because the physical evidence, not to mention extensive video footage, is all there and being used by the prosecution.
It's a possibility that the defense doesn't put on any proof, and then they'll go right into closing arguments.
It's possible one of the 3 officers takes the stand in their own defense, but it would be a potentially risky maneuver that opens them up to potential cross-examination. The defense attorney for Demetrius Haley, one of the former officers, did call 2 witnesses Thursday afternoon. Under cross-examination, one witness admitted Nichols' DNA was found on Haley's shoe.
I know that the family only hopes and prays for one thing, and that is justice for Tyre.
Horn does believe there is one factor that could be in the former officer's favor when all is said and done in the trial.
We've seen cases in the past where juries have given police officers a lot of grace and mercy. So I don't think that will happen in this case because the evidence is so overwhelming, but you never know with jurors.
Horn told me if the former officers are convicted in the federal trial, it's unlikely the state trial would continue as currently set, and it's likely they would come to some sort of deal. Back to you.
The defense is now calling its witnesses in the trial of 3 former MPD officers accused of beating Tyre Nichols to death. The prosecution rested its case a little after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Now those 3 officers are asking for an acquittal. Action News 5's Jerry Askin joins us live with more on the lack of evidence the officers claim was presented so far in the case. Jerry.
Hey, Joe, good evening. Well, for one attorney said there wasn't a credible use of force expert provided by the prosecution, and really prosecutors didn't provide enough evidence to convict those officers. So right now, all three officers on trial here are asking for an acquittal on or not guilty on all counts. The defense asking for this can be standard. Demetrius Haley's lawyer argued Haley didn't know what force was used because Haley got to the arrest scene last. Officer Justin Smith's attorney said Smith was pepper sprayed on scene, so whatever happened, the Tyre happened while he was blind and disoriented. Tadarius Bean's attorneys questioned the clarity of MPD policies when it comes to use of force and said MPD Lieutenant Lawrence Wright III, who prosecutors called, does not qualify as a use of force expert. Now, we also learned about text messages that prosecutors said Officer Demetrius Haley sent Officer Tadarius Bean the evening of Tyre's arrest. They said Haley texted Bean, quote, "Did you look at your body camera?" Bean said his camera fell after 1 minute, so it was on the ground. Haley replied, "Okay, bet, so I wasn't over there when you got dude." On the stand right now from the defense is a TBI forensic biologist talking about the shoe of Officer Demetrius Haley and if blood was found. So I'm working to see what her testimony is. Coming up here new at 6, I'm putting together a lot more from what happened in court today. I'll bring that to you new at 6.
All right, guys, you've heard it. I told you they look bad, and their defense was even worse. Think about that. This thing ended faster than I thought it was. I thought it was going to go into the next week and I was going to have time to get ready. Man, this thing might end possibly today. And I hope not, because I'm going to be down there for them to, not the closing statement. I'm going to be down there for them to read the verdict. And it's going to be early next week. So that's why I put the Cash App up. I got to push this. I got half the money, $500. Last time I estimated it took me about $1,000 to go up and back. Because remember, I'm driving. So the gas from where I'm at, 9 hours up, 9 hours back. Hotel lodging, it's going to be about $1,000. I got half of it already. So that's why I put the Cash App up for you guys to see if you can help me out. 500 people give $1, we good. You know I can be down there by Monday morning. But we'll see. Let's get into this. I don't mean to laugh, because you know it's serious when it comes to this case, but their defense doesn't even match up to anything that we seen on camera. Look at this. Let's go down the line, right? Now, remember earlier when we was there the first day and I was telling you what was going on and what I seen when I was in the courtroom with the way these officers was dealing with each other. It seemed like Bean and Smith were talking with each other where Demetrius Haley distanced himself, didn't even look at them the whole time, never spoke, even in and out of the courtroom. Check this out. Let's go down the line. Said they won acquittals. Said the prosecution didn't give enough adequate evidence that they did any wrongdoing. Are you crazy? The camera tells it all. See how stupid their defense is? I see why Justin Smith wants to take the stand in his own defense. It can't hurt nothing. If anything, I mean, it would make it worse, but I mean, it can't get no worse than this, guys. It can't get no worse. Look at what they're talking about. Look, let's go with what each person, lawyer's defense is for each client, right? Let's go to Tadarius Bean. His defense is, my body camera fell off a minute after the encounter with Tyre Nichols. It did fall off, but the other one's body camera didn't. And that's the one that means the most, because that's the one seeing the full body of you hitting on Tyre Nichols and doing all that other stuff. The sky cop cam video didn't fall down. That got you. The eye in the sky don't lie. Ain't that what they say? So what is your excuse? Then his lawyer questioned Memphis PD's policy on the use of force, claiming that the expert that trained the Scorpion team in apprehending people and taking down people, which they never followed, wasn't deemed an expert. Remember? Because his name wasn't an expert, he was expert enough to train them and be given that right to train them through Memphis Police Department, which they were trained by. You understand what I'm saying? So now he ain't an expert because they want to pick apart little ticky deck things with the credentials of who he is and what he says if he's an expert or not. He was expert enough to train them, which they didn't follow his training. So what do you want? That's it. That's what Bean's logic is, and why he should be acquitted, because his body camera fell off a minute after he came in contact with Tyre Nichols at the second stop, and he questions Memphis police policy. You could have asked questions before this happened. So let's get past him. That's stupid. He gonna get smoked. Demetrius Haley, Lord have mercy. Hear this out. Didn't know what force was used on Tyre Nichols because he got to the second spot late. But you still kicked him. Don't matter if you got there late or not. You was already hell-bent on being angry because you maced yourself at the first spot. And you was real wild with him at the first spot. I'll blast you. I'll bust your shit. All that stuff you was saying. You was the most vocal and most aggressive at the first stop. Bending his arm down where he couldn't turn over. Remember that? So it don't matter what happened if you got there late or not. You was already on go when you got there. And your partner in crime, Emmett Martin III, was already there. So when the Smash Brothers united, y'all went back to doing the smashing. So nobody went here. Said they found Tyre Nichols' DNA, his blood, on Demetrius Haley's shoe. But your excuse is, I didn't know what force was used. I don't know what happened because I got to the second scene last. I got there last. See that? Put it all on them. I don't know what they did. I got there last. But you text Bean. You had your camera on? Yeah, Mr. I don't give a F about wearing the camera. Demetrius Haley. That's his excuse. I don't know who was giving these people advice. But I mean, the ship done sank. And the water is almost nose high. They look stupid. That's a dumb excuse. I don't know what happened. I got there late. Yeah, well, the camera got you doing more damage than Bean and Smith. And speaking of Smith, he may take the stand because he's scared as hell. Says Smith say he was pepper sprayed and didn't see Tyre Nichols getting beat because he was blind. You hear that? But you could see after it was over. You could see then. Man, these some idiots, man. They sound stupid. They sound stupid. Said no use of force expert. There was no use of force expert that trained them. But you took the training. And Memphis Police Department assigned him to train you. You didn't have no problem with that before. You didn't say to him, are you an expert training us? Question, we don't want to be trained by an expert. Are you an expert? Yeah, who does that? His expertise was enough to keep y'all out of jail, but y'all didn't follow it. And we are where we are right now and dealing with this thing. Now, did you hear what that lawyer said? That lawyer said, look, they looking bad in court. With this thing closing up the way it's closing up, whatever sentence they got, they might be offered a similar deal or some type of deal because it's running close with when the state trial is going to go. So they might be offered a deal. Now, what that means is they're not going to get a deal like time off. What they're saying is a deal with the dates. Because the way this ran and all of the information out and the way Memphis has been covering this and everything's out. Emmett Martin, Desmond Mills, they done told everything. The way this has been put out there, it would be redundant for the state to come back and do the same thing again. So remember, the state said, we're going to match whatever the Fed sentence is for this whole thing. That's the deal they talking about. Now you watch. That's why another reason why I got to get down there. When you watch, when this thing happened and they read off what their charges is, when the jury deliberates, and they going to be quick too. When the jury deliberates, right, you're going to see them come out, sentence them, and then the state go and match it. So whatever they got, they will have that amount of time in the feds and then that amount of time in the state. That's how they're going to wrap it up. And what's crazy about it is you've seen the young Dolph case, another high profile case in Memphis that was over quick. Now this one coming to the end. That dude got life. And granted, that was in the state, but still, it's the same city. They knocking them off. These dudes right here gonna look crazy. I want to see if Justin Smith takes a stand. Now he might do that today because I mean they scrambling right now. But like I said, man, I put the Cash App up there, man. I'm trying to get back down there ASAP as soon as Monday. So like be down there Monday in court. So I know it's spare the moment. I put it up. I'm trying to get $500. If I can get $500 quick, we gonna go, man. We gonna go. But I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is the update from Thursday. It's Friday morning, but we'll have another one today. But I don't know, man. They might close this thing out. We'll see. But I'm trying to get down there for you guys, man. Could you imagine us just going down there, me reporting live the last couple of days? Come on, man. Be bananas. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Justice for Tyre.